Right, it's that time of the show, people, where we bring our special guest on. Looking forward to this. They have already ruined at least one listener's speakers with the track that we just played because it blew them out. But yeah, keep on doing it. That's what we want. More damage like that. Anyway, I'm going to let them introduce themselves. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. Very well. How are you?
Yeah, well, Kev B, who produces part of the show, he says he thinks he's broke his speakers because I played your track, and he says that he thinks he's broken.
Wow, there you go. There you go. You got Todd Campbell to thank for that. He did the production on the new album, so it's speaker breakingly loud.
Absolutely wild track. Loved it. Wonderful track. We said, it's not released yet, but we said, I said, I think we've found our track of the month for September that we play at the start of the show. So it might be that.
Oh, brilliant.
It is. It's really good. Really like that. We like to start the show with a track that hits you in the face, and that one hits you in the face big time. So, yeah, tell us a bit about yourselves. What's how did you all get together? And the band, did I say the band name? Fury? Well, anyway, you can tell us all about that.
How the band got together? That's a very long, complicated question. But I mean, essentially, obviously, the band started, in Worcester. Lived in Worcester and met some local musicians in Worcester, and we started playing some heavy metal. We wanted to play heavy metal together, and we did a couple of EPs and a couple of albums, and then there was a big lineup change in sort of 2017. And that's when the band kind of it became a bit more like as it is now. Becky joined, and our drummer now, Fen joined. And yeah, the songs got a bit shorter. We stopped doing sort of 13-minute songs, and we started doing maybe 4 or 5 minute songs. And yeah, they could have evolved from there. And obviously, then Naya joined about 2 or 3 years ago now, because throughout the albums, each album seems to have more and more backing vocals. Like the first album had like one or two, but then by the time we got to like the fourth album, like every single song had like backing vocals on, and it was like, oh, all right, how are we going to do this live now?
Yeah.
And then obviously, I already knew Naya, obviously.
Yeah.
And it was like, well,
Yeah.
come and do some backing vocals.
Yeah, I got a bit involved in the recording process and everything. So I think it got to a point where you did a gig without me because I like joined like just on stage, and I remember there's a point you did a gig without me, and you come back and you were like, "Well, we're not doing that again, so you're gonna have to stay."
Absolutely brilliant. That's what you want to hear. That's what you want to hear. Absolutely brilliant.
And that was it then. I mean, obviously then, we did obviously the Born Sin album with Naya pretty much doing backing vocals on all the tracks.
Yeah.
And then it was like, well, Naya's got a great voice, and then it seemed silly just to have her just doing, not that there's anything wrong with backing vocals, but just doing BVs. And that's why with this album, we've tried to kind of balance it out a bit more. And I do lead, Naya does lead, and we sort of try and complement each other. And yeah, so there you go. And that's a brief history of Fury.
No, it's brilliant. And it's a good idea. And it's interesting how it's evolved, isn't it? From, oh, well, let's add this, and then back you try, you must like it, and then it's evolved from that to something different. And it's good. And it'll add a different dynamic to the band as well, won't it? And you've got more options to do different things, haven't you, vocally and what have you. So brilliant, though. Absolutely wonderful. Wonderful. So you've got a lot of stuff going on at the minute, haven't you? A lot of things happening. You've got the new album coming out.
Yep. New album comes out next week, and we're also doing a small run of dates in the UK to sort of go along with that. So the album's out actually next Friday, which is the 5th.
Yeah.
Our run of dates actually starts on the 4th, but I'm sure we'll have some copies of the album at the of the shows, I think. But yeah. So we're starting on the 4th in Blackpool. Is it Blackpool?
Yeah.
Yes, it is Blackpool, I think.
Yeah.
And yeah, we do hitting all our hot spots around the country. So on a run of dates.
Yeah.
Promote a new album. But so yeah. So we'll have another another music video coming out the day the album comes out as well, as a bit of a, because I always think it's a bit weird. Like sometimes you had all these singles coming out, and then the day the album comes out, yeah, it's out, but then there's nothing almost like visual there. So we thought, well, we'll release a song on the day as well, like a music video on the day, and the song's all about partying as well. So it kind of goes hand in hand with an album release.
Yeah, there's something a bit back about music videos don't bother doing them, but I think they've got a place. I think it's still got a place because people, if they're into you, and then I think a video can add a totally different element to what you've produced, and visually, depending what you do with it, I think they're worth having. Really do.
Absolutely. Like I say, I think it depends what you do with them. Like, we've generally tried to stay away just from doing a pure kind of performance video. Try to always, do
Yeah,
something different. We've done a couple of performance videos for this album, but even then, we've tried to sort of fit it in. So for the actual song Interceptor, we did a performance video for that. And that was to sort of go, well, this is kind of how the band looks now in terms of like, kind of what we're wearing and obviously the members in the band, because obviously things have kind of changed a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think a video can enhance a song. And I think you can see the personalities of maybe the band members in a video as well.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's really important. I think I've got your tour dates here. You've got Sheffield, Coventry, Blackpool, Bradford, Newcastle, Edinburgh, Southampton, Stoke, Birmingham, Torquay, Swindon. Yeah, is that right? That's what it says here, anyway.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, they'll have a shocking Torquay, won't they, when you rock up with the music. That's the one that got to me. I thought, Torquay, that'll be... I used to go there when I was a kid for holidays. It's, yeah, unless you... Go on.
Well, so every year for the last sort of 4 or 5 years, we've played at the Brixham Pirate Festival.
Oh, yeah.
Torquay.
Yeah.
So I think we've got a bit of a bit of a local kind of following around there. So yeah, that'd be a good one.
Ah, that's right. That because Manta Ray, who's on the chat, he's seen you 3 times, I think, and they're coming. I think Janice is coming to see you on the 20th of yeah. So you must be there September-ish. Yeah, that's right. It's all linking. It's all linking together. They have told me, and it's just all. What does he say? Oh, Kev B, and he's right. Kev B says a lot of streaming services now show the videos. He must mean like Spotify and stuff like that. Must play them. You know what I mean? So that makes it good. Oh, Janice says, save us a copy, please. If you've got any vinyl, we're gonna have it.
No.
Brilliant. Yes, you go down well, really there. Yeah, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. What else was going to ask you? There's something else I was going to say. So what are your influences? They were heavy metal bands, aren't they? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the obvious ones are, things like Metallica, obviously Iron Maiden.
Yeah.
ZZ Top, I think, are a big influence.
Awesome.
But Fleetwood Mac, I think, are a big influence. Queen.
Yeah.
I mean, bit of Muse. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I could go on a list of lots of different. For me, I mean, I'm always interested in. Look, I mean, we're I don't know, whatever we are, hard rock, heavy metal, whatever you want to call it. And I do like, obviously that genre of music or genres of music. But I mean, I also like lots of other genres, and what I love doing is trying to pull something from a different genre and go, well, how do we do that? What does that sound like through our kind of lens?
Yeah. Oh, good. Because you've played across Europe, haven't you? Which is the unforgettable gig you've done?
I think, if I'm right to answer this one.
Yeah.
I think the sorry. One of the best gigs that we've done was probably when we played. Well, we play a festival every single year called You Are Rock, like you are, like the letters U and R Rock, and we play that almost every year. And the one year they had us out, the people that ran the festival had an orchestra there because Rage, the band, were playing, and they had an orchestra as well, and so they hired out some time for them to basically compose orchestral pieces to some of our songs. So we played a 45-minute set, and then the last 15 minutes an orchestra come out and fill the other half of the stage, and then we performed 3 of our songs with orchestral backing. And I think I've never felt closer to achieving human flight than hearing our own songs with a proper orchestra behind us. It's really, really cool.
I've got singles with that, and I wasn't even there. That is just describing it like that, and obviously you can tell it meant a lot to you. That got to me, because I thought, wow, how great is that they've done that for you? That's absolutely brilliant. That's epic, isn't it?
It was fantastic, and for me, like, especially because I mean, what got me into playing and writing music was the Metallica's S&M album, with the orchestra.
Yeah.
Funny enough, when I was in high school, a friend lent me that album, and they said, "Oh, listen to this," and my mind was just blown. Like, I mean, I'm sure I'd heard Enter Sandman on like MTV or something before, but like
Yeah.
listening to that whole thing and hearing like Master of Puppets with an orchestra and all that sort of stuff, and that really got me into it's like, oh, I need to be able to write music, write songs, and just to be encapsulate these sort of feelings and things. So for that to then, and the dream was always, oh, it would be great to play an orchestra. And so yeah, to be able to do that, and it was only 3 songs, and it was a quite a, it was a 15-piece orchestra, but it was definitely it was a very cool moment. And who knows? Maybe we'll do it again in the future. Who knows?
Unbelievable. That's brilliant. Someone's commenting here. Jenna Windross says, don't forget Genesis. James.
Yeah. I'm a big Genesis fan.
Yeah.
Big Phil Collins fan.
Oh, yeah. Classics, aren't they? Brilliant. Genesis was absolutely wonderful. I loved them. They're the sort of stuff that I was listening to as well. Love that. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah. There is actually on the song Interceptor, there is a bit of a Genesis reference, which it's very, very subtle, very, very subtle, but it's in there. I won't spoil it. I'll let people try and listen to what it is, but there is a Genesis reference in there. It's difficult because, so funny enough, the title Interceptor. So there's a guy, Matt Bladen, who writes or runs the Musopedia of Metal. And I can't remember at some point. I think when the last album came out, he's a big Genesis fan. When the last album came out, and I think he gave us like 9 out of 10, and I was having a bit of a bit of a laugh with him, being like, "Oh, what do you have to do to get 10 out of 10?" Anyway, and he said, "Oh, write a song about a Jensen Interceptor." And I was like, okay. And then I took it away. Actually, I was like, "That's Intercept. That's quite a cool title. Maybe I will write a song." And actually, Intercept is quite a cool album title as well.
Yeah.
So actually, because of him, the album is called Interceptor. Really,
He loves that.
but he's a Genesis fan. Like, hid a little Genesis Easter egg in the song for him, and even he struggled to get it. So
I like that. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Manta Ray says, what made you choose Brixham for the video for Up on the Lonesome Tide?
So I took a competent crew course down in Brixham, a long, long time ago now, probably over a decade ago now. And chap down there, Steve Styles, was my instructor. So he lives down there. And that was why. And Steve and I stayed in touch after the sailing course had ended, because he's a big music fan. He likes The Boss, a bit of Springsteen.
Yeah.
And so we stayed in touch. And I knew that him and his business partner had bought an old wooden fishing trawler, and they were sort of doing it up. And so when it came time to filming this video for Upon the Lonesome Tide, which obviously has sea related things, it was like, well, who do I know that's got a boat? It's like, oh, Steve. So I messaged Steve. I was like, this boat you bought, any chance we can come do a bit of filming on it? And first of all, I was thinking it was just going to be like, us standing on the deck, looking, into the middle distance, looking epic, that sort of thing. But he was like, yeah, come bring the drum kit down on the boat. And we were like, really? And he was like, yeah, do it. And it was perfect. In fact, like that video. Talking about music videos, I mean, that video, certainly filming it, was a very special point in time, because it was filmed in 2020. Obviously in sort of, I think, September, October of 2020.
Wow.
September, was it?
No, it was nearly October. End of September, start of October. Yeah.
So it was obviously, like, lockdown had obviously been eased, but it was still very much like, I think only 6 people could be in a space at once or something like this.
Yeah.
And obviously working environment. So obviously we went, and I remember the couple of weeks beforehand and weeks afterwards of us shooting this music video, the weather was terrible, right? But for the sort of 3 or 4 days we were down in Brixham, because we went down there a couple of days in advance. So he's like, well, we're going to have a bit of a holiday here as well, right? And the weather was beautiful. Like, it couldn't have been more perfect. And then on the day of the video, it worked perfectly. Like, during the day it was warm, but slightly overcast. And then we shot some scenes up on Berry Head, with Naya, in a white dress,
From looking out over the
looking
sea.
out, singing for a lost love at sea, sort of thing. And the sun came out, and we had this amazing sunset, and it was just absolutely perfect. And then it was basically from that, because obviously we didn't do any shows that year. So when we were filming the video on the boat, we had a crowd sort of gathered at the harbour, kind of going, "Oh, what's going on over there?"
The drums were very loud.
Yeah, so the drums are echoing all around, and there's nothing else going on. So that was our biggest show of 2020.
Ten people and a couple of dogs.
Yeah, that's it. We didn't do any of the shows. And then of course, when the video came out, I put it into a couple of Brixham groups on Facebook. And obviously lots of the locals were like, "Oh, yeah, I saw that was going on. I wondered what was going on." And then from there, we got invited to do the Pirate Festival. That's why we've done it every year since.
Oh, it's always amazing how stuff comes together. Because, how you end up down there and doing all that, and it just shows how things link, and then one thing leads to another, and that is absolutely brilliant. So, from a really negative thing, which was that time 2020, something very positive's come out of it, hasn't it? And you've ended up with people probably loving you down there because they probably feel like they own part of you because you know what I mean, because you did that video.
That's it, and it's been a really good gig for us every year. We get so many people, like we play all around the rest of the country, and we get so many people saying, "I saw you in Brixham," because I think over the course of the last Pirate Festival, something like 50 or 60,000 people go to Brixham over the course of that weekend. Now,
Wow.
of course, they don't all see us, so many people go to that festival, and yeah, we get so many people who say, "Oh, we saw you in Brixham." So it's really cool. So yeah, and it all started because I took a sailing course down there with Steve. Our daddy's sailing, by the way, I'll get that in there. But yeah, all those years ago. So, but yeah, there you go.
That's I love stories like that because you'd never, do you know what I mean? You'd never know, would you? So I'm glad Mantra asked the question and you've answered it like that. Jenna's asked another question. She says, "How do you choose who sings which parts when writing songs?"
You go.
Well, obviously, for this, this album has been where we've just kind of split the lead vocal a bit more.
Yeah.
We just gonna have to feel it really. I still kind of wrote the songs as I kind of normally would. Here's a good melody that this works. This is the kind of vibe I want to go for. And then I think it was quite early on when I sort of came up with the ideas for, say, like, what's it going to be?
Yeah.
It felt okay. Yeah, I think this will be a good song for Naya to sing.
Yeah.
Sing all of it, and then you kind of took my ideas and you kind of altered it, and I think the vocal line you changed quite a lot. And
yeah, I think you sort of laid down the foundation of it, but I think once we had the words for the actual vocal line, it changed the rhythm of it a lot. So
yeah,
there was a little bit of extra tinkering on my part, but you sort of picked it out a bit more.
Yeah.
And what's quite lucky as well is that me and JJ have got really similar vocal ranges. So he's quite high for a guy, and I'm quite low for a girl. So we both match relatively similarly. So a song that he's written for himself can be transferred to me fairly easily. Occasionally we've changed a key here or there, but not much.
Yeah.
So it worked well with like Prince of Darkness. That went really well, which is an older Fury song that we re-released with me singing instead of Jay. Last year.
Last year. I've read that before it was released last year. So
yeah. But yeah, and then the rest of the album, like I say, a lot of it was just feeling it. So the vocal lines were written, and obviously somewhere we knew a certain topic. There's a song on the album where it's very much sort of back and forth. Well, a couple of songs back and forth between Naya and I, and like. It was kind of thought from early on. Okay, yeah, this is probably going to be a bit of a back and forth kind of song. But what we're trying to do is give a bit of a reason as to why one of us is singing a certain part, rather than just going, well, because there are still songs. There's a few songs on the album where I'm pretty much doing the majority of the lead, and then I was sort of doing backing vocals. But
Yeah.
so we've always tried to make it so it makes sense, and it's not just arbitrarily split up. Going,
Yeah.
well, I'll do this verse, you do that verse, and we'll call it a day, sort of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think if we were to do it like that, it would cheapen the music. Like it
Mm.
just wouldn't. We wouldn't be doing anything for a reason. We'd be doing it just because this is how things should be, and I think we're very purposeful
Yeah,
with
and
how
it needs to tell a story, doesn't it? It's it's. I know what you mean. If you're just swapping, it doesn't make sense. Like
Yeah.
the song almost needs to be a conversation, doesn't it? So the way you're singing. So how's that change? How's that change your creativeness? Because before you had ended up with someone singing with you, it was for you. So now you must have to think about another person when you're writing stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's only good, really. All good things. It's because as a songwriter, it's an extra brush to paint with. You know what I mean? It gives you so much more scope. And especially when it's sort of, I mean, now I can do things that I can't do, especially like kind of runs, vocal runs, and like things with her voice.
Yeah.
So and especially when it comes to stuff like there's a couple of songs where you do like some like I mean, Don't Lie to Me. Obviously, there's ad libs at the end.
Yeah, there's a lot of ad libs actually over this album, more than I've ever done for Fury stuff, even in the backing.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, like I think
I'm rubbish with ad libs.
yeah, I love an album.
Well, there you go. Some people it comes easy. Some people it does. It's a bit like rapping, in it. You either can rather rap or you can't rap. You know what I mean?
It.
You know, it's absolutely brilliant. I wanted to ask that question because obviously it's going to change things. But by the sounds of it, you've evolved from what you originally was to the band you are now, and it obviously those dynamics works, and it's probably from the positive part of view because you have continually evolved your music and what you do. So it makes sense. Well done. Love it.
Yeah. Well,
Thanks.
I think that's it as well. Like because
Evolution.
from the because there has been like I say an evolution, and so when I mean that's the thing when I officially joined the band, to us it didn't feel like that big a thing. It was like, well,
Nothing changed.
nothing seemed to feel like it changed. But I can see from an outside point of view, if people, because what you got to think is with the way obviously the internet is, and like more people probably listen to us online than will ever or may ever see us live, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So they don't know what's going on with our live performances, and so they don't know like for the last whatever 2 years, now I was already doing live performances with us. So when we announced, oh, we've got a new vocalist, a lot of people were, oh, that's a massive step, but to us it was like, oh well, no, it's just
It was really funny in the comments of the post at that point of time. There was people that had seen us a lot live going, wasn't she already in the band? And then people like, going, what do you mean there's a new person?
Show's been here. They've not done anything.
Yeah,
It's
like, but I saw her last week. She was already with you.
yeah.
It's like what
But
it's like what
I
the
suppose-
chippy has under new management, so they can keep avoiding tax.
I suppose if a band, like, all of a sudden, say like, I don't know whoever, but like, we're just like, oh yeah, we've got another singer now. You go, oh, that's actually quite a big step. And we didn't really think about it like that.
No, I filtered in slowly, didn't I, over the years? It really started in COVID because we were here in this house writing the songs for, was it Born to Sin? And then I'd be like, oh, put backing vocal there, and then backing vocals ended up on all the demos. And then they ended up being recorded as well, and then I ended up being there live. So it felt really natural.
Yeah, all very organic, yeah.
Brilliant. No, it sounds good. I didn't want it to sound negative. I just thought there's a change there, and it's like I say, sort of change. Manta Ray's here again. But see, you can tell he's a fan, can't you? Because he knows all he knows all the stuff here. You better go and see him when you get there. He says, how do you manage when Becky Baldwin, that's a great name, that, isn't it? Becky Baldwin, tours with Merciful Fate and Dealer Bond. Do you have a standing bassist?
Yeah, I mean, we've had a few. Obviously, most recently, she's been away, and we had Carl Schramm on bass. He filled in, but yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, that's the kind of reality of Being a sort of musician now, a live musician is you kind of got to take opportunities as and when they come along. And it's yeah, we've done it before. It's not too much of an issue really. We know plenty of incredible musicians. And I say obviously recently Carl stepped in and he was fantastic. I think he had a lot of fun doing it as well. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, it's not too much of an issue.
You do find a lot of bands, especially where they live, are in multiple bands, aren't they? So
Yeah.
I was over in Guernsey a bit back because Lelay Records who sponsors the show there over in Guernsey, and I think there's like I think I met a drummer and he's in two bands, and there's another one and he's in two bands, and it's like they're all like all the bands are a mashup of all the other people, but
Yeah,
it's
that's it.
Absolutely. A drummer being only in one band is a myth. They're always in at least two.
I know.
It's
I know. I'm trying to learn at the minute, and I'll tell you what, it's not easy, is it?
not.
I've been
But
since I've been since March, and I'm going to get there eventually. Hopefully, I'll be able to play a tune at some point. But yeah, fair play to anyone who plays the drums, especially the sort of stuff they play in your band. Because I was listening to that before.
yeah,
I was listening to it, going, "Oh my god, oh my god." Do you know what I mean?
Someone's a beast.
yeah, he loves it as well. Like I mean, he loves like obviously Slayer and he loves playing fast.
Oh,
So I think that's
it's mad, but it's given me a real appreciation. I always had a real appreciation for musicians and singers and all the rest of it, but it's given me it's elevated it even more because it's phenomenal. I don't, people do. I look at people now and go, "How the hell do you do that?" Playing the guitar or whatever. How are you doing it? It's mad. It's crazy, but there's a lot of talented people out there, and it's great, and they've spent time doing it. So, what's the plans for the future? Where do you see yourselves going to?
well. I
What's,
mean,
what's the dream? What's the dream?
the
World tour.
yeah, well, no,
The whole world.
oh, well, that'd be good.
Every part of
That'd
it.
be good.
That'd be
That'd
great.
Oh, that
Um,
would. But where would you sit? I think she already knows. Where do you want to go? Where is the piece de resistance in the gig? Where would you want to go?
Japan.
Oh,
Very nice gig and scene over there. From the
oh.
musicians that we know that have been, they say they have an incredible time every time they go. So it's on the list. Would love to go. Love to end up there. That'd be grand.
sort of Devon and Cornwall, really.
Hey, I can't fault you, mate. I love. Do you know what? I said that to why because we normally we used to go to Cornwall virtually every year, all the time. We used to go home as kids with mum and dad, and I said to her the other day, I says we've not been to Cornwall for ages because we go on bike tours, you see, so we go all over the place. But I think we're going to have to make a tour next year to go down there. We're going to have to go. We're going to have to rectify this. I was in Bude last year, but that's another story. That was in October. It was not
But
really
yeah,
great.
I mean, I think in terms of like goals and everything. I mean, I think for any kind of live musician, maybe this is a bit boring. I don't know, but like you sort of, your standard goal now is to try and make a living off just playing live.
Yeah.
That would be incredible.
Quit the day job.
Yeah, that's it. And obviously anything more than that is a bonus. Like, yeah, I mean, it would be amazing to say go off and support Metallica on a world tour or something like that. So, but
Yeah.
we'll
Yeah.
see. We'll see. Who
Sounds
knows?
good. Sounds good. You're right. If you can make a living out of what about what you're doing and what you love, that'd be fantastic. And everyone that comes on here, if they can achieve that, they've achieved everything, haven't they? Do you know what I mean? If you can,
That's it.
we've not had many bands that have been on that have gone. Oh no, we're totally into it. It's all we do. We just play music. It's very very
Yeah.
difficult. What do you do? What do you do for a day job? Anything exciting?
I'm a singing teacher.
Oh, cool. Keeping it in the feel of everything.
Absolutely. I've got a retail job as well, but singing teaching's like the main other thing. I love it.
I,
Excellent.
I used to be a groundskeeper, and then because of the band, obviously, they were moaning about me having time off, so I had to. Yeah, that's the
It's
way it
always
is.
the
That's the way it
way.
is.
Yeah.
So then I had to change jobs. I now work for Hatton Adventure World, which is like a farm park kind of thing. Not too far from Birmingham. And it's good. I did do a range of things. I still do a bit of grounds work there, bit of farm work, like picking up pig shit and all that. So a bit of this, a bit of that, a bit of
Yeah,
the other.
why not? It helps you out. I test road motorcycles. I'm a big motorcyclist, and that's why I do. I do a few hours a day, and it keeps me able to do this and do other stuff. So it's got to be done.
That's it. That's it. That's it.
Has anyone else got any questions on there? We've been chatting to you for ages. I'll tell you what, I've not asked you. Can one of you do us an artist drop so we can put it on our jingles?
Oh yeah.
So
What, right now?
so if you could say, this is Fury, and you're listening to Dougie Stone Radio, that'd be absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
Shall we time with This Is Fury together?
Okay.
Yeah.
This is Fury, and you're listening to Dougie Stone Radio.
I love that because I normally ask one person to do it. And Manta Ray, I need to dig theirs out. Manta Ray did one when they came on, and it was absolutely atrocious because they were all out of sync. Do you know what I mean? And I went, oh, that was great. And they went, no, it's not. I've got to find it because when my computer packed up last year, and I've got to find my jingles and bring it back on. But but for you to do that like that together, that was genius. That was genius.
We sing together.
Sing together. There you go.
That was brilliant because there's not many people can do that. What you did then, you automatically did it, and then you did the last thing on your own. Wonderful, and that just shows how you link together with what you're doing on the stage. That's brilliant. I love that. That was a great one. Excellent. Oh no, Aussie test drives tequila. That's something else. That's someone's being silly. Someone's being silly. So, is there anything I've not asked you what to get out there? Because we've obviously talked about all sorts of things, festivals and goodness knows what. And is there anything I've not mentioned you want to promote, you want to talk about, or?
No, like I say, we've got the album's out next week. We've got the tour starting in Blackpool on the 4th. Because we're doing was it Blackpool, Bradford, Newcastle, and Edinburgh next week. And then, so we've got tour dates coming up. We're going to be all around the country.
Yeah.
Starting in Blackpool, ending in Swindon.
Yeah.
That's where everyone wants to end up, in Swindon.
Yeah, it's a lovely place. Jesus. Well, we don't normally do this. We've played a track earlier on. We've got another track here, which is obviously out because I've got it. It's Don't Lie to Me. What's that about?
Oh, there's a question. Well, it's quite topical actually because essentially, "Don't Lie to Me" it's a bit of a sort of a rallying cry for the working classes to see past the divides that kind of corporate media and the rich elite try to wedge between us because at the end of the day, it's the corporations and say the elite that they're basically, they're taking all our money whilst kind of making us fight between ourselves.
Yeah.
And obviously the tabloid media spreading racism, xenophobia. It's sort of when you talk about stop the boats, stop the super yachts, not the dinghies. So there we go.
Yeah, well, there's a lot to be said about that. Absolutely brilliant. Thanks for telling us about that. We're going to play that. Would one of you like to introduce it, and then I'll let you get on with your evening?
You want to introduce it?
Yeah.
Go on then.
I was just say, hey, we're Fury, and this is Don't Lie to Me.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.